I'm Valentina Wilson in your community, and today I have the pleasure of chatting with Dean Hopper, who's a musician with the Hoppers, a group formed right here in North Carolina. So, Dean, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming out, and I want to talk about the history of the Hoppers.
Oh, my.
Where did you start out?
Oh my. So I'll try to do it quickly. My dad went to a concert at the historic Reynolds Auditorium in 1956 and heard several groups, but that night he was so inspired by a family group of Nazarenes. It's called the Spear family. And went home, got his brothers together, and they started singing locally. And then they decided they needed a piano player, so they hired my mom. And she was playing in high school. She was playing in one of those 50s rock type bands in school, but she was very good. Anyway, she came, and then a couple years after that, Mom and Dad were married, and a couple years after that,
you came along.
I came along. And it's been a family thing all of these years, and now in our family, it's my wife and my daughter. We're in our third generation of Hoppers that are traveling and all over the country, in Canada and other places in the world.
And it truly is a music ministry. This is an award-winning group. Tell us about some of the awards you've received.
Well, the Gospel Music Association in Nashville, we were inducted in 2012. Probably one that's really close to my heart is the North Carolina Music Hall of Fame.
Love it.
They inducted us in 17, I think, and it was just a thrill. We've been able to be a part of those things. But my wife has won Female Vocalist of the Year 25 years straight. It's a People's Choice Award from all of the probably a couple 100,000 subscribers of a magazine. And our group has been a family group, not family group, mixed group. We call it mixed when there's men and women in there, both. And so that was several years of that. My mom has been honored with several things, several awards. There's probably 80-some awards.
And still going, still coming.
Yes.
And you know, seeing the video here, we see how you really bring the music to life.
And that's the historic Reynolds Auditorium right there. We did our
where it all began.
We did our 50th anniversary there.
This is great. Now, the town you're from, northwest of Greensboro, where it all started.
Madison.
Let's talk about that a little bit too.
Madison's very small. High school band's a trio. I give you an idea how small it is, but I'm sorry. But no, Madison's where we were, all the family. There was 11 kids in my grandfather's family.
Wow,
my
big
dad,
family.
It was 8 boys and 3 girls, and the 4 brothers sang. But Madison has been our base, our home base for all of these years.
And a home base is a wonderful thing to have, and also that family bond. We are excited to know that you will be performing in New Bern this week, Thursday, March 20th.
That's right.
And also the pastor who will be bringing that sermon. You know him personally.
Yes, I do.
Tell us about him.
Oh, Dr. Jeremiah. He went to school at Wheaton. He's from Illinois originally, I believe. He's a basketball player, singer, and God took him to the West Coast, and where he has a church in El Cajon. His ministry, Turning Point Ministries, is worldwide, of course. We've been to Israel with him a few years back, and we've also been on some of his cruises. That's been nice.
That must be nice.
Well, the cruise is good. We sing, he speaks, and it's a good time. But we've been to the church several times. But he speaks at several of our events. Now, this is an event that we've never done here before.
Right.
So this is new. I've just talking to him. They were flying this morning, heading this way. So they should arrive this afternoon or Wednesday afternoon.
Yes.
And he's a great guy. And you know what? I call him one of my best friends. He doesn't know that he's my best friend. But the reason I say that, he's a truth teller. And the way he expounds the scriptures and explains to
And
the
this
followers.
is great because followers who come out will be able to hear this sermon, but also hear the beautiful music of the Hoppers. And tell us, maybe not exactly the tunes you'll sing, but what type of music people will hear.
Well, we're considered more of traditional gospel, but our music has a little push to it.
Okay.
It's not all set back here, not just hymns or whatever. One of our biggest songs ever in the history is a song called Jerusalem that we actually sang in Jerusalem at David's Citadel over Pilate's Hall. And that song, it went worldwide.
Yes.
And when you go there now, when you're coming up the Jericho Road and you come under the tunnel and you see the Dome of the Rock, this music starts. And it's our song. They've been playing it for 20 years for all the tour buses that take the tour around Israel. But that's a big song. Shouting Time that we did at the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, it was 40,000 people there. It was great. It was great.
I know it was.
Now, and you know what? But we've sing these same songs in the smallest of churches, the smallest of venues. The 40 people are just as important.
And they still touch people.
As the 4,000. Everybody's important.
Not a number, but a name.
That's right.
And that's what it's all about. We want to remind you this is happening Thursday, March 20th at 7 in the evening at Temple Church in New Bern.
That's right.
It all starts on 1500 Kingdom Way. That's where the church is located, and you can just stop by. Here's some wonderful music.
Get a ticket
Get
at the
a
door?
ticket at the door if you need one. Hear the sermon. Learn more about this gospel recording group that has touched so many people all around the world.
Wow.
Dean, thank you so much
Wow,
for
that
coming
was
in.
so wonderful to be with you. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. It's nice to meet
Thank
you too.
Thank you, likewise, and I look forward to talking to you again. This
Thank
won't
you.
be the last time.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you.
I'm Valentina Wilson in your community.